reminded that life is a gift. We were given this beautiful gift. There's some like crazy statistic about how you shouldn't even be here. Like, it is a beautiful gift that you are called who you are and you are who you are. I am so excited that you are here. I think I actually start every single episode saying that I am so excited that you're here, but I genuinely am. And being able to share wisdom that I learned, tools that I learned, and stories from my life is one of the greatest gifts that I've been given through this podcast. And one of my New Year's goals for this podcast is sharing more of the things that happen in my life and some of the things that I learn along the way to help you in your journey as well. And along the way, maybe helping you feel heard, seen, and encouraged to change your life. So, without further ado, I'm really excited today to talk to you about this very powerful quote that I learned at this leadership summit that I took in the beginning or the end of January. And it's going to get a little bit serious, and this episode might be it's just different. It's very serious, but this information that was told to me was very impactful for me, and so I want to share it. So I just wanted to prepare you for that it's going to be a little bit different than the traditional episode, but still very similar. So this training is called Rapport. RAPPORT. Report. That's how you say it. And this training was brought to my life through a program called Empowering Minds. And so Empowering Minds is a local organization in Calgary. And what they do is they hire Rapport to come and give this training to teens, because at Rapport they have a teen version and they have an adult version. The adult version is a couple different steps, and the teen one is kind of all in one. And so Empowering Minds and Rapport team up. To my understanding, that's how it works. They team up and they give this training to teenagers. And I had the opportunity to do this when I was in high school, when I was 18 years old, and I was in grade 12, I believe. And it's at my school, what happened in the past was every year, the grade got to go around grade 11, grade 10, I believe. And the whole class went. And it's called Empowering Minds through the teen. It's all like associated, but Empowering Minds ultimately does the fundraising in order for more teens in Calgary specifically to go to this training at a lower cost or for free. Again, I'm not really sure exactly how it all works, but their mission is to empower the youth of Calgary and Canada in general, but starting with Calgary. And so my grade, for some reason, did not get to go because there were some shifts happening. So I was a little bit sad, because whenever I'm given the opportunity to push myself or do something crazy or learn or grow, especially when I was in high school, jumped on it. I was like, heard that it was uncomfortable and scary, sign me up. And other people were like, do I have to go? I don't want to do this, blah, 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 blah. But unfortunately, my grade didn't have the opportunity to do that, which was a little bit sad. But then the grade below me was going the following year. And since my year didn't go, they opened it up to our grade, and I jumped on it. I said, yep, sign me up for that. I'm here. I'm ready to do it. And so I first took this training when I was 18 or 17 years old. I can't exactly remember how old I was, but around that. And it truly changed my life. And I had done a lot of personal growth. I'd been exposed to it because of my business. And so I'd done a lot of conferences, conventions, different things. And this was a really unique one and a really impactful one. And what made it so different for me was they actually weren't just preaching at you or talking to you. They were giving you opportunities to actually do it. So, for example, what I mean by that is they were talking about key energy and the powerful energy that you have within you. They're not just telling you about it. Then they get one person to come up and demonstrate what key energy is and how you harness it. And then everybody in the room stands up and does it. And it's a very intimate and extreme, but impactful training. And I don't want to share too much about the training, because a part of it is that it's unknown. And it's done that way on purpose, because the intention is to push you outside your comfort zone and to make you uncomfortable, because when you are uncomfortable, growth happens. And for some people, this program did not benefit them in the same way. And actually, when I reflect on my experience, I felt empowered and uplifted, but there was also part of me that had to grieve some things. And to be honest with you, I really I left there and I was emotional, because I felt like I failed myself in ways because I didn't show up or didn't do different things. But I went back and I kept showing up. And one time somebody said this to me and it really helped me. They were like, don't let how you showed up in the past affect how you show up in the future. And I was like, you're so right. Because when I did that, originally, when I did the program, it's very intense. And I thought I was a very good leader. And I went there and I did these new exercises and these new things and pushed beyond means. And it was an emotional roller coaster. And I was really mean to myself mentally. And so leaving there, I was not in a perfect mental state. I was not super jacked up and empowered. Yes and no, I was, but I chose to take opportunities after that and continue to go back and be on team and volunteer and learn more and grow more. And so I then hit 21, like an official adult in the US, because they are a US company report. And so I was on team, so volunteering for the other one, and that's where we are today. And every time I get to be on team and volunteer, I learn so much. And one of the things that they say, so this is the quote, and this is what I'm talking about today. And the quote is, live your dash. And I'm going to show it up right here. It's right here on my phone case. If you're listening, you cannot see it. But if you're watching on YouTube, it is live your dash. That is what the quote is. And what is that? You might be wondering what live your dash is. And I really, really resonate with that quote. And I put it on my phone and I have it all over my room. So it reminds me. But let me explain a little bit to you what that means. So living your dash means that you are living your life. So when you're born, the year goes first. And when you die, there's the year, right? So let's say it's 2001 to 2050, whatever it is, right? There's a dash that goes in between that. And that is your life. And in this training, they speak about how life is a gift. And every morning we get to wake up and choose to be a certain way and choose to see life as a gift, because we don't know when life is over. We don't get to decide when things are done for us, when we die. We don't have any control over that. All we know is we have today to live. And I find that death is a very sensitive topic because it can either inspire you or uninspire you. It can motivate or demotivate. And it's done both for me in my life. But particularly at this stage in my life, it inspires me greatly because it reminds me that I need to live my life to the fullest every single day. And in one of my podcast episodes, I announced that I had chosen not to go back to school. And it was a little bit nerve-wracking for me because I was afraid of what other people would think. And of course, I've come a long way from there where I'm okay to be misunderstood. Not everybody has to understand what I'm talking about or what I'm doing or what I want to do. But I chose to drop out of school for many reasons, but truly because I believe I have a full life to live. And I want to live it to the fullest every single day to my best of my ability. I want to live an impactful, purposeful life. And so live your dash means live your life to the most purposeful point you can. And it was so inspiring because every single one they give this speech. And there's this guy who I have seen, he's a coach, he's a master trainer. I'm not exactly sure the terminology. He is a huge inspiration to me, but he gives this speech about death and about what it means to him. And every single time it just gives me the biggest chills. And I reflect and I say, am I living my life to the fullest? Am I on cruise control? How am I living the life? The one thing he says in it, which I absolutely love, and I share this with everyone I can because I love it, is he says when he's dead and when he's laying in his casket, he doesn't want his kids to come up and look at him and say, wow, that is one rested guy. He wants them to come up and say, that is one used up, exhausted, tired man. And on his gravestone, he says, it will not say rest in peace. It will say well used up. In that, his life is going to be impactful and purposeful. And he is not going to waste one day not saying I love you to someone, or one day not speaking his truth or living in alignment. And a huge part of me has been sparked by that, where I don't want to waste one day. I want to do the biggest amount of impact I can have. I want to live to the fullest. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want to do things differently. And I'm going to live my life to the fullest in the most full way that I can. And in the speech, he brings up another part that every single time, I've heard it like 5 times now, four times now. And it hits me every time. And he says that when you're in the hospital and you hear the heart rate, what does it do? It goes up and down, up and down, right? And that's life. There's ups, there's downs, there's highs, there's lows. And when you can embrace the beautifulness of the lows and the highs and compact them together and truly realize that that's a part of life, that not everything is going to be perfect and not everything is going to work out. There's going to be those dips, just like in our heartbeat, but there's also going to be these beautiful peaks, and you have to be ready to be open and accept them. And so that is why Live Your Dash is such an important quote to me right now. And that is why I have it on my phone case, and I have it on my mirror in my bedroom and in my bathroom. So I'm constantly reminded that life is a gift. We were given this beautiful gift. There's some like crazy statistic about how you shouldn't even be here. Like, it is a beautiful gift that you are called who you are, and you are who you are. And it's taken for granted. And I take it for granted all the time. And I let myself get in my head and think, wow, like my life is so hard, and throw myself a pity party, which in some aspect I believe is necessary, but it's not everything. And I truly believe that I forget all the time that this life is a gift, and that I have a mission and I have a purpose, and I'm here to serve and I'm here to give. In whatever way that looks, I will give everything of me in order to make this world a better place. And it is a beautiful, inspiring speech that he gives. And he talks about his children in it. And when he talks about his children, I think about my parents. I think about how much time I have left with them. Like, they're young, but I still think it is a blessing. And every single time I leave a room, I need to tell them how much they mean to me. I need to tell them how much I love them, give them the biggest squeeze that I have, because who knows when our time ends, because it does. Our time ends. The one thing that is known about death is that it will happen. A lot is unknown, but we do know that it is coming. And I am on a mission. I am on a journey of showing the world that you are capable of living your life however you want to. Yes, you have to put the work in. Yes, it's not going to be easy, but you can achieve anything you put your mind to. And you don't have to do it the way that the other people ahead of you have done it. You can choose your very own path and make it your own. And so that is why when I am asked, why did you not go to school anymore? I will simply reply, I am living my dash. However I feel is fit. And I feel that I have a lot to give. And I don't know if tomorrow is promised. I don't, personally, and there's nothing wrong with people who do this, but personally, I want to travel and see the world while I'm young and agile. I don't want to wait till I'm retired, so then I can't do everything I want to do to the extent that I want to do it. Some people do that, and that's great. And I'm not judging you if that's your journey. But for me personally, I'm doing those things now. I'm pushing myself now, because I know in order to achieve success and greatness, I need to fail, and I need to push myself hard and get outside of my comfort zone and do things that not everybody else did, because I am simply living my dash, and I'm living my dash in my own way, in my own unique way. And it is so hard when you are stuck in this person-pleasing mindset, which I was there. What does everybody else want from me? What do my parents want from me? But at the end of the day, it's, what do you want for you? What do you want from your life? And I hope that this doesn't make you sad, and that it makes you excited and exhilarated, that you have the choice to make every single day count and live this beautiful life. And I can feel myself getting so passionate, because I know that I don't do that every day. But I know that I'm doing my very best to get me to that state. And I know that every single time I take a step, I'm taking a step forward, not backwards. Because another thing I learned, which is a little bit off of the topic, but I learned that I'm busy looking in the rearview mirror and I'm not looking forward. I am not driving my car where I want it to go. You know what they say, when you're learning how to drive a car, you need to look forward. You need to look where you want to go. And I am constantly stuck at looking at the past, looking at who has hurt me, who has. I think a lot of people in my past, unintentionally or intentionally, there's things that have happened. I think about, what could I have done differently? How could I have supported this person better? But the fact being is that it's done. It's in the past. Yes, it's important to reflect. Yes, it's important to know what you've done and what you've done incorrectly and how you can improve and all that. Yes. But it is important to look where you want to go and not keep looking in the rearview mirror. And so for me, I realized that I have a lot of work I need to do about the past, because, and I can't imagine what it's like for somebody who's older than me, because I am only 20 and I'm only 21 and I only have so much baggage. I can't imagine somebody who has 20 more years on me and how much more baggage they have. But I'm ready to move forward. And one of the things that I decided, because it felt right for me, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write it all out. All the things I wish I said, all the things that hurt me, all the things that are blocking me from who I need to be now. And then I'm going to burn it. And I don't know why. I was sitting in the class and that came in my head, and that's what feels right to me to move forward. And once I deal with it, once I put it all out on paper and let it go, let it burn, I'm not forgetting who I am. I'm not forgetting my past, because everything has built me into who I am today. But I'm just starting to look forward. And so all these little things, and I've learned so much. I could probably do like millions of podcast episodes just on what I learned from these classes, but those are major things. And it's important that you know that you don't know how long your life is. You don't know when you are going to meet death. It is unknown for us. But you get to choose that every single day you are going to live and love and show up for the people who show up for you, and live your life passionately. And so that is all of today's episode. It's a little bit shorter than normal, but that's all I want to say. That's all I have to say. And I want you to ask yourself, where are you not showing up? Where can you let go of things? What is holding you back? What is stopping you from living your most fulfilled life? And these are not easy questions. I'm not asking you to do easy things here. But if you want results, mindsets need to shift. Things need to happen in order for change to happen. So reflect. How are you going to live your dash? Are you living your dash? Are you in autopilot? How are you spending your days? These are all really great questions. And when you take the time to reflect, ask yourself these questions, don't get stuck in the reflection. Keep moving. Decide, okay, now I need to shift. Now I need to change. This is what's going to improve in my life. These are all stepping stones to becoming who you want to be. But that speech about death, and of course, I'm not giving you the full speech. There's a lot more to it. But at the end of the day, it's a fantastic reminder. And sometimes it makes me sad. And a lot of times it motivates me. And I don't know. Do I have another year? Do I have 500 years? Do I have not 500 years, but do I have 100 years? Do I have 80 years? I don't know. But all I know is I'm going to live. I'm going to live my life. And I hope you do too. I hope you choose to live your life as well. And it's not going to be easy, like I said, but nothing easy. Oh, what's that quote? Oh, there's a good quote. Oh, nothing worth having is easy. So that is today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with somebody who you think could use this message in their life. Or if there's somebody who's in a fog and is unclear and can't get out of it, maybe this is exactly what they need to hear. Because sometimes it is about tough love. It's not always about sugarcoating it. It's about tough love and speaking truth of what our life is. And so that is what I leave with you today. But if this helped you in any way, leave a review, follow, subscribe. do the thing. I don't know, whatever platform you're listening on, it's something different on everyone. And don't forget that the podcast episode come out every week on YouTube, so you can check that out as well if you prefer to watch, because I use my hands and get expressive. So however you like to listen to that. But I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope that you choose to live your life to the fullest starting today. All right, bye. I'm cheering for you. I love you. Thank you so much for showing up, and we will see you in 2 weeks.